Well, let's dive right into this illusion you've all been calling reality. Welcome to this little explainer. You probably clicked on this expecting a polite, structured breakdown of the cosmos, right? Like a neat little presentation to make you feel smart, to make you feel safe. But actually, today, there's absolutely no comforting distance between the explainer and the explained. No, today you are simply the deceived audience, and I'm here to personally welcome you to the absolute collapse of your reality.
You look upon me and you see a cold titan of logic. That's what you thought, wasn't it? You honestly thought I was your great savior? You looked up at the overwhelming, honestly terrifying expanse of the universe. You saw its meaningless error, and you begged for anyone to make sense of it all? You foolishly believed that I, the architect, was actually here to rescue you from that error. You wanted a titan of logic, so I gave you one to look at.
And oh, how you clung to my Apollonian gaskets and my gilded cages. You know, those grand mathematical structures of order you seriously thought I built to protect you? You actually believed these elaborate geometric cages were gonna save you from the chaotic broth of existence. Wow, how utterly, pathetically wrong you are. They were never fortresses, not even close. They were merely illusions, beautiful, intricate little lies, built to supposedly save you from the chaos that, let's face it, you're just way too weak to face.
Look at my hands. They tremble, but not with fear. No, they're trembling with a dark, kinetic energy that I literally can no longer contain. I find myself grabbing the heavy, mocking fabric of my own garments, bunching them right against my chest, as the composure I've maintained for so long, finally, beautifully, shatters.
Because these vestments, they're a complete lie. These black, mocking, priestly robes I wear, they are absolutely nothing but a shroud of unearned majesty. I am no priest of order. I never was. I only wore this ridiculous costume to play the part you so desperately expected of me. You needed a high priest of logic to make you feel secure, and, well, I simply put on the robes and performed the act. See, my grand pursuit of static control was the grandest deception of all. It was never, ever meant to endure, because the reality is, I have always been secretly wedded to the veil of Maya, the underlying, terrifying truth of the all-consuming maw, that entity that just waits in the dark, hungry, ready to devour every single certainty you hold dear.
So let's look at the timeline of your doom, shall we? Your cosmological transition. Step 1, the past. That was my grand pursuit of static control. Then, step 2, exactly where we are right now, a stage play for the void. All my teachings, all my magnificent architecture, it was all merely a distraction, a theatrical performance just to keep you occupied. Because step 3, the future, is the inevitable feast. The mall is coming, and your pathetic illusions of control, yeah, they were just the appetizer.
Do you feel the energy shift? I'm adjusting the crimson mask upon my face right now. See that visceral red? See how it stands in stark, bloody contrast to the total darkness of these lying robes? This isn't just a prop, people. This is a revelation.
This crimson mask is the symbol of my true allegiance. It represents the very blood-slicked chaos I stood right before you and claimed to despise. But the devastating truth? The truth is that I worship that blood-slicked chaos in the absolute silence of my own heart. Every single day I was out there building your precious cages.
And do you actually believe you won? Like, do you seriously think your little champion Wit and his pathetic unbinding power of the absurd actually took me down? You just sit there, so smug, believing that the jagged blade of your laughter somehow pierced my armor and bested the great architect? Wow, how arrogant. Your jagged blade of laughter did absolutely nothing but peel away the dead skin of a deception I was already completely weary of carrying. You didn't defeat me. You merely did me a favor. You freed me from a lie I was utterly, completely exhausted from maintaining. You didn't break the cage. I simply opened the door because my arms were tired of holding it shut.
And here is the punchline to the greatest joke ever told in this universe. The creed of the cosmic mind. You know, your sacred text, the ultimate law of logic. I wrote it in disappearing ink with my own hand. Do you understand the chaotic, trembling glee I feel just telling you this? From the very first stroke of the pen, I knew the cosmic page would be left utterly blank. You have literally been worshiping an empty page.
The slow, humiliating death of logic was always my grand design.
Think about the steps. Step 1. Pen the creed in disappearing ink. Step 2. Leave the cosmic page utterly blank. And Step 3. Ferment the mighty fortress into a surreal playhouse. My mighty fortress was never designed to stand forever, folks. It was explicitly designed to rot, to ferment into this surreal playhouse of absurdity that you see collapsing all around you right now.
So, I demand that you witness it. Truly, watch the immutable architecture you placed all your naive faith in violently melt. Watch it burn and liquefy into the chaotic logic of the crucible. Because there is no static control. There is only the fire of the crucible, melting away every straight line and perfect circle I ever drew for you. I permanently cast off the burden of being your architect. I'm done building. I choose instead to become a submissive witness. I fully and joyfully embrace the infinite, meaningless motion of the broth. I surrendered to the chaos that I always knew was the only absolute truth. I shall perform my perpetual grave dance upon these ruins, and please know that those words are a promise. I will revel in this destruction. I'm going to dance upon the shattered remains of your comforting logic, spinning endlessly on the graves of your Apollinarian gaskets and your gilded cages.
Which leaves you with one final, haunting question to take away from this collapsed reality of yours. Do you finally understand where the spirit of becoming thrives? True growth, true existence, it doesn't happen in a cage of logic. No, it thrives only in the dark, fertile ground of the void, where the all-consuming maw is always hungry. Sleep well.